Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. A beast of machine, getting on you with speed, running gasoline lean. Give me all what I need, indeed. Pedal to the metals, the life that I dream. Can't settle for tea kettle when I can roast it like coffee beans. My chances splitting the scene, smoking supreme. A rough race leaves enough trace, less smoking with steam. Spinning wheels, hitting deals with high velocity. Break the rules of physics to win, become an odyssey. Might be second place, but I'm riding behind. Set to draft, fly by, feel the G-force, adjust, get the better lap. My tires may be bold, riding a weather track, but I've left my checker pass so I can reach the checkered flag.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to another edition of the Checkered Flag. I'm your host, Ace Naylor. Tuesday, May 12th, 2015. We got some great guests tonight, but before I get to that, we got to talk about some topics to start out with. We'll have our guest, actually our first guest is on the line. We'll get to him in just a moment. On tonight's edition, we have Tater the Gator Reich, and he's sitting here with us right now. We're going to have him on in a little bit. We've also got Colby Horn that's on the line. Now, Colby's part of the Cam Cartway, as this is part of our Way Out West series. Also tonight, we've got Caleb Browser, the number 44 restricted micro sprint racer, and Jeffrey Telscher will be talking to us later on, president of the Go Livestream, weighing in on the NASCAR junkie later tonight for all of those of you NASCAR fans. Now, I want to start out by talking about some things happening in the news. Some significant things happening with NASCAR. Kyle Busch returns to Sprint Cup. Busch, who has missed the entire 2015 Sprint Cup series, and that's to date, that's due to his broken leg he suffered at the All-Star race for the opening of the Xfinity Series at Daytona International Speedway. Kyle Busch, this will be his official return back this next weekend. Now, Kyle Busch is back, but the question is going to be tonight, we're going to talk weigh in on this a little later tonight with Jeffrey Telscher. What will it take for him to stay in the top 30 in the points to be eligible for the chase to win a race? He'll have 15 points races to do so, unless NASCAR grants him a waiver, which they could do. Now, talking about some other things going on, Speed Sport TV, keep an eye on them. Speed Sport TV, keep an eye on them, folks, because we're going to have a couple of people that are going to be racing for Speed Sport TV, a couple of our racers, Jetman Hayes being one of them, and that's going to be presented by JGRMX. Watch the open class outlaw sprint cars go head-to-head at Millbridge Speedway, and this will be happening again at the Speed Sport, and this is national. Check out speedsport.tv for more information. So we wish all our racers the best of luck. Watch NASCAR and World Outlaw superstars like Rico Abreu, Joey Saldana, J.J. Yaley, Paul McMahon, Jimmy Elledge, and others will be there as well. And of course, added to that is Jetman Hayes. So it's pretty exciting. And of course, our guest we have here, I believe, is also going to that. We'll talk about that in a moment. Well, folks, we have to do a quick thing, and we have to take a quick break. Before that, I want to tell you where you can watch this. This will be at the live streaming, starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. Now that will be both nights. For more information, that's going to be Tuesday, May 19th, and Wednesday, May 20th. So we're going to be broadcasting live that night. Perhaps we'll do a little recap or something, or maybe we'll do a little follow that night on the 19th. Anyway, the live streaming starts at 6 p.m. on Eastern on both nights. We have to take a break, folks, and after this we'll be back with our first guest from Longview, Texas, as part of our Cam Cartway Way Out West program. Tongue twister there. We'll be back in just a moment with Colby Horn.
SSS Multimedia is sending you smoke signals, providing their clients with the ultimate communication and multimedia marketing, distribution, production, and web-based services. They feature high-def video equipment and quality audio sound. SSS is your multimedia source, from graphics for business cards to television production, radio, live sound, and everything in between. SSS is sending you smoke signals. Get your message out with SSS Multimedia. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@sssmultimedia.com.
All right, folks, we are back. We've got our guest all the way from Longview, Texas. Oh, he's on the phone. All from Longview, Texas, as part of our Cam Cartway Way Out West program. We have Outlaw Kart Racer. We have Colby Horn on the show. Colby, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I am awesome. Let me tell you what a pleasure it is to have you on first. What a pleasure it is to have you on the show. You got some exciting things happening coming up for you, but I want to go back and take a history lesson, and let's talk about how you got started in this wonderful world of racing, and why Outlaw Karts out of all the races that are out there.
Well, Outlaw Karts, well, when I was racing flat karts, one of my friends had a bad crash, and me and my dad and mom and brother got kind of scared, so we moved something a little bit safer.
Yeah, you felt it was a little bit safer with the having the cage and having it closed. So how has that experience been for you? And do you remember the first time you ever stepped into that cart?
Well, I think it was when me and my brother, he in Florida, he always got to ride these go-karts.
Right.
And I was too short, so I had to ride with my dad. And then we got home, I asked my dad, when am I going to get a go-kart? And then he said, well, you want to? And I said, sure. So the next week, we went to I-20 Speedway, and I got to race a flat kart for the first time.
Wow, that's exciting. How was that first time for you?
It was kind of cool, because I didn't do so good, but I learned from it, and that year I got the rookie track championship in points.
Wow, that's exciting. And you won. You were at race 250. You won your first 250 main in your first 250 start. So that means you won your first 250 main, and that's the first time you've ever been in the 250. Wow, that's exciting. Where was that at?
It was at I-20 Speedway.
Wow, how was that? Tell us more about that. I mean, that's quite something. I mean, that's monumental, man. I mean, to win your first 250 main and have it be your first time out. I mean, tell us about that. Can you walk us through a couple, maybe the last 5 laps, or and how that worked out for you in that race?
Well, by the start, I was just gone. No one could catch me early, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's exciting. And now, do you play other sports as well? I know a lot of the kids I've had here play other. Do you play other sports as well as race?
I play football.
Oh, you do. Oh, cool. Right on. So I want to go now. Let's talk a little bit about the Speed Sport Challenge. That's something really exciting that you're going to be involved in. And I'm understanding you're going to be working with JJ Yaley, is it? NASCAR Sprint Cup driver. Now, tell us about that, because that's something huge.
Yeah, JJ is going to be racing with us for the second time this year. It's pretty cool to watch him, because last year he was in the C-Main and made it to the A, and he didn't do so good, but it was still pretty cool to watch him. Yeah, that's exciting.
And aren't you going to be working with him in some aspect? Are you going to be? Is he going to be racing with you, or you're at the Speed Sport Challenge? You're going to be at the Speed Sport Challenge, which is exciting. And of course, Jet Man Hayes will be there too.
Yeah, me and Jet are pretty good friends. We race there at Cam Cartway a lot together.
Yeah, that's exciting. Well, I was going to ask you about Cam. We'll talk about Cam a little bit later, but I want to say best of luck to you at the Speed Sport Challenge. And again, folks, if you guys that want to know, that is going to be the what dates? Do you know what dates those are?
I think Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yes, it'll be Tuesday and Wednesday. Next week it'll be the 19th. It'll be the 19th will be the opener. And again, that's going to be at speedsport.tv. You can watch that. I believe it's going to be a pay-per-view, right? Is it pay-per-view?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's going to be a pay-per-view. Now, is this your first pay-per-view race that you'll be racing?
Last year I ran the box stock class, because they didn't have a 125 class yet.
Oh, okay.
And I ran first for the whole race, but at the last 3 laps, someone passed me.
It happens. Let's talk about your back on your Outlaw Kart experience. You had mentioned that you're friends with Jed Hayes. We've had a lot of the Cam Cartway. You race at Cam. Tell us about Cam Cartway and how that experience has been for you.
It's so fun there. I mean, for the short track shootout, it's hard to win, and because there's good competition there. But this year, I finally got the win first.
Wow, that's exciting. That's exciting. And also, I want to talk to you about the Invitational coming up. Are you going to be at the Invitational? Because you'll get to meet me. I'm going to be out there announcing for the Invitational for the 12th, the 13th, and 14th at Cam's. I'm hoping to meet you there.
Cool.
You gotta left the track.
Yeah. That's your dad in the dad there in the background. So let's go. I wanna. We got a few minutes left. I wish we had more time to spend with you, buddy. We've got a lot on our plate for the show tonight, and I want to ask you what your short-term goals are and your long-term goals. What you're looking to do in racing. Where can we find you? You have a like page or any of that stuff? So tell us about those two things.
Well, I'm on Facebook at Colby Horn, and on Instagram at, I think it's like CHRMB_H22.
Right. And where are you racing next? Where are you? That's now. I know you've got. Of course, you've got the thing that's happening next week. But are you going to be at Cam this weekend?
No, sir. Me and my dad are going to fly out to North Carolina to run the Speed Sport Challenge.
Oh, okay. So you're going to be out for the Speed Sport Challenge, right? You're going to be probably going to already take off for that. Hey, how did you guys? I wanted to ask you, how did you guys do? Did you get to see any of them tornadoes they had out there? Boy, you guys had quite a storm out there in Texas this past week, or the week, or last week.
Well, in my area is kind of good, but in Van there was a bad tornado.
Yeah, I was following you guys. I was praying for you guys and following you guys. I'm glad you're okay. And yeah, that was quite a storm you guys had out there. Hey man, it's such a pleasure to. I wish we could spend a lot more time with you. We have to do another commercial break before we get to our next guest. But hey, you know what, man? I'm excited to have you on the show. Excited to see what you're doing next. Again, real quick, and before we let you go. Please give a shout out to anyone you want to give a shout out to, and of course your sponsors. So your sponsors can be heard on live TV.
Well, I'd like to thank QRC for the past 3 years for giving me really good equipment. But I'm really excited for RFC, for the opportunity to drive for Ryan Foster with RFC chassis.
Right on. Thank you. Thank you.
Like Red Bull Motorsports and JTR Electric.
Thank you. Alrighty, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate being on the show. I'm gonna let you go. I know it's late over there. You have a great night, and hey, best of luck to you out there, man. Maybe we'll have you call in. Maybe we'll have you call in the week after the 19th, and you can tell us about how that experience was, and you can talk to us about the race, and hopefully we'll be talking to you about your win too.
Yeah, sure, I'd love to.
All right, thank you so much, buddy. It's good to have you on. Thank you, Colby. All right. Bye. Wow, great kid, Colby Horn. We have to take another break before we get to our another guest, and we'll be back in just a few moments here.
You're invited to participate in a true multimedia experience coming to a home near you. LCM TV is bringing Lake County into the new millennium with news, live broadcast, information, music, talk shows, and local programming, all streaming in high definition online and soon to be on your Roku box. Join us at lcm-tv.com or be a part of our studio audience. You can also watch the shows at lakecomagazine.com as we provide programming to inform, enlighten, and maybe even enrage you. On Lake County Magazine Talk Show with Terry and Pete the Tax Guy, Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Like racing? Try the Checkered Flag Show, hosted by Ace Naylor on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. All ages and divisions in regional and national fills. Joni Lane brings a positive light to you every Monday at 3 p.m. Pasha Space brings an international flair as they discuss ecological, health, and social issues in Haiti with people around the world. End up your week with positive, Conscious Sounds on Saturday at 9 a.m. with Sister T on the bridge. This show is also simulcast on KMEC 105.1 FM in Ukiah. Our latest show, LCM TV News, is brought to you live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon, and rebroadcast at 6:30 p.m. and noon daily, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, featuring national, regional, and local news, weather, and sports. We have it all here for you on your local TV station, LCM TV. Join us online and soon on Roku, giving you access to all the best Lake County has to offer. We are LCMTV.com, your multimedia connection. Tune in for the fun. It's live TV at its
Folks,
best.
we are back. We have on the line right now, we've got Caleb Rouser, restricted micro sprint 600 racer. And we're going to talk a little bit about him. His Jeremy Rouser is crew chief and builder. Brandy Rouser, of course, crew and mom and boss. Crew chief helper would be Wade Rouser. We have him on the line right now. Caleb, how are you?
Good.
Man, it's good to have you on the show. Man, I got so many things to ask you. We'll get to your 600 sprint a little later. I know we've had quite a few racers on here that I've interviewed that have raced outlaw carts. So tell us how all this began for you. Did you start out on an outlaw cart, or did you go to a micro sprint?
I just went to a micro sprint. I started at 3.5, and then I went to gold plate, and then I went to micro sprints.
Wow, you started. So what did you race when you were 3.5?
A 3.5 motor.
Oh, 3.5 motor. Correct myself here. Most kids, I know that some of them do race 3.5 and 4. So you race 3.5 motor, and that's exciting. Very unique because a lot of kids I've had on the show have started out in outlaw carts. So you went straight into the micro sprint 600. Tell us a little bit about your racing history, and how it all began for you.
I started with a quarter midget, and then I moved up to a QRC, which I didn't really like because it wasn't one of my type.
Right.
Then I went to the Vector, which is a cage cart for the rest of my kart racing.
Yeah, wow. So now you race a micro sprint, a 600 micro sprint, which I've had the privilege of being up close and personal with those. Now you have a thing called it says it's restricted. So explain what a restricted micro sprint 600 is. We have regular micro sprints, and then so tell us about what the restricted is.
It's called a restrictor plate. So if you put it on the motor, it gives it less power to put it in the motor.
Okay, so it makes it less power, and that works out for somebody that's a beginner. How fast does your 600 micro restricted go?
It depends on the size of the track. We usually run on a quarter-mile track, which on a quarter-mile track, we're guessing about 60 miles an hour.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty fast. So especially for a restrictor. Are you? So where are you? Where are you currently racing this 600?
Usually Mountain Creek.
I'm sorry?
Usually Mountain Creek Speedway.
Oh, Mountain Creek Speedway. All right. So tell us a little more. Do you do other? Do you do any other sports besides racing?
No.
Okay, so you have racing. Racing's your primary. What's the prep? One thing I wanted to know is I've seen the preparations and what it takes to get an outlaw cart out there. What is it like with the 600? Can you tell us what the preparation's like? You got to haul it on the trailer, of course. From the time you get it to the racetrack, from the time that you get it out onto the track, what's the preparation like?
It's kind of fun being out on the track because it's really good.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people racing you and all that.
Yeah, that's. You have a lot of other 600s. A lot of 600 micro race cars out there. can you tell us about some of your biggest moments in racing history? Some of your wins. What is and this is a fan question, by the way. The win that sticks out for you the most.
My first place.
Okay, your first. Right. So have you ever? I know they. Have you ever thought about going? So are you racing in? Are you racing in Texas? Just Texas, or are you going to other states and other types? Are you going to other states and for other races?
Yes, I'm going to a lot of other states in Texas.
Yeah. I wish we had you on Skype, but we got you on the phone. Let's talk about your. You have. I'm sure you've got some trophies there. Tell us about some of your trophies and which ones stick out, the most to you.
We don't really get trophies anymore.
Oh.
So,
okay.
we race mini sprints and we usually get money instead.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's right. You do get money. Money's probably better than trophies anyway, though, huh? What's the top payout? You know the top payout for 600?
Mountain Creek 40.
Yeah.
Tower's 300.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So what is your let's talk about your beginning goal, your goals for this year, and then your long-term goals. Where do you want to be in racing? 5 years from now. Well, first we'll ask you. We'll let you answer one question at a time. Your short-term goals. What are you planning on? What's your goals for 2015?
Win Tulsa Shootout.
Yeah, all right. That's exciting. And then what's your long-term goals? Do you plan on getting into a big sprint? Are you wanting to get into a NASCAR late model? What's your goals for long-term?
It's more than a NASCAR.
Yeah. Yeah, more into NASCAR and everything. That's pretty cool. Is there anybody that you look up to that inspires you to race? Anybody that inspires you?
Frank Galusno, he helps us with our setup and our questions that we have about a car.
Oh, sweet. Right on. I'm talking about a racer. Do you have a racer that you look up to? Like somebody like, per se Kyle Larson or Rico Abreu or anybody like that? Is there any racer that you look up to?
I look up to Cody Price.
Oh.
Our sponsors him.
Yeah. Wow, that's exciting. Hey, thank you so much for talking. Wait a minute. We had one other thing I wanted to. So you were Mountain Creek, the Mountain Creek Speedway 4th annual race on dirt. That was another fan. Real quick, I want to get that fan question. Wanted to know what the Mountain Creek Speedway 4th annual race on dirt is.
Yes, I'm excited about it, and I hope I win it because it's a long ways away, and I hope we win it.
Yeah.
Take home a bunch of money.
Where is Mountain Creek? Is that somewhere you have to fly to get there?
Mm-mm. It's just like an hour drive.
Oh, not that far then. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for being on the show. Anything you would like to tell us or let us know? And then, of course, sponsors, thanks, and shout-outs.
Our sponsors are Cody Lee with Ghost Powder, Deer Track Mint, Buck Chum, that's Deer Track Mint 2, and Hercules Hunting Blinds.
All right. Wow, thank you. Hey, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I really appreciate it. And is there a place they can follow you on? Do you have a website or Facebook or anything where anybody can follow you?
Stinking Motor Racing.
Okay. All right, and that's you can like that. I actually like that page today. You can like that on Facebook. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and put a reference out. I'll put a bulletin out with the pages you can like. So be sure to like the page and check his kid out, see what he's going to do next, because I could see him going places. Hey, thank you so much for being on the show, man. We have to take another break, and we'll be back in a moment with our next guest. Thank you. All right. Bye. All right. That was Caleb Rouser. Awesome to have him on the show. Now, we have to take a actual break. We're going to take a break here and with our advertisers, and we're going to be right back after this in just a moment with Tater the Gator Reich.
taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.
Manticorp Tax and Accounting can help you minimize taxation, establish a corporate presence, and save you money. Our over 25 years of experience in domestic and international taxation and incorporation services makes us the best at what we do. Your first consultation at Manticorp is always free, and our discounted rates guarantee you will not end up paying for what you don't get. Try Manticorp today. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@manticorpusa.com.
In the summertime.
All right, folks, we are back. We've got our next guest, Tater the Gator. How do you pronounce your last name again? I want to make sure I don't get that wrong. Reich. Tater the Gator Reich, and that's what's behind it. Check us out, folks. This is going to be our backdrop for the Gator right now, and that's going to be found on his Facebook. So that's pretty exciting. We're going to have that back there. Tater, thank you for being on the show. How about slapping me 5, man? Woo. All right, thank you for being on the show, Tater. Tater races an outlaw cart, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about your career and how you got started. Tell us about how all this began for you.
Pretty fun, and then it kind of got harder, and then it got easy again.
Yeah, was that like, I guess you kind of experienced, different levels, different levels of racing, like you were telling, you started out, you got hard, got easy, got hard. Now, was that because you changed carts? Did you change? What kind of cart are you racing right now?
Beginner box.
Oh, so you're racing a beginner box. Is this your first time in a beginner box? Is this your first time racing?
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. Now, are you where are you racing right now? Are you over at Ukiah? Are you right now at Ukiah in Lakeport?
Right now, I'm racing at Dixon.
Oh, you are. That's exciting. Are you going to take part in the Dixon Dixon the big money race?
Yeah.
Sweet. Now, what is your plans? Do you have any strategy or plans to get up front?
Kind of trick them, like go on the bottom and trick them and go on the outside.
So what do you mean, I know a lot of racers have their comfortable spot. So you want to pick your spot, just be patient, wait for your turn. Get on, stay low. So your favorite spot is the inside, the low track.
The outside.
Oh, your favorite spot's the outside. That's pretty common in racing to have the outside, be their favorite spot. I like your paint job, by the way. I wanted to tell us who did your decals and your paint job. I think we got the picture up there. Has the fire on the front. Do you know who did that?
No.
Oh, you know? Oh, well, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty sick car with the fire on the front and everything. Tell us about your car number. What's your car number?
The 49.
Yeah, the 49. Is there any?
The 49ers.
Oh, is that why you chose it?
Mhm.
Yeah, I know most kids have had on the show, and most kids that race, they all have a significant reason why the number. So you're your favorite of the 49ers. That's cool. How fast does your cart go?
50 miles an hour.
That's actually pretty fast for a beginner box. So what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite? I had a fan question as you come in. Do you have a favorite racetrack
Yes.
that you prefer to
Two of
race?
them, actually.
Okay.
Lakeport and Dixon.
Lakeport and Dixon. Have you ever been in Ukiah?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Yeah. Yeah, Dixon's a really fast track. When's your next time over at Dixon? You know?
Next Saturday.
What time is that? Can people go out and watch you? Where can they go? What time can they go out there and watch you race? A little around 5 o'clock or so. Now I want to talk to you about the preparation into racing. Now when you go there, from the time you get there, do do you you guys have warm-ups and hot laps and
Yes.
stuff like that? Tell us what the hot laps are about. You know what the hot laps are about and why you guys do the hot
Like
laps.
how fast you go.
Right. Is it like to test out your car and see how your car's running and see how fast you are?
Yes.
Right. And then you do a thing. And then now, do the beginner box qualify or no?
Yes.
Oh, you do qualify. So how does the qualifying work for the beginner box? Is it the same, or how does the qualifying work?
The same as Red Bluff.
Yeah. Okay. So how does that? We'll talk to you about Red Bluff a little later. How does the qualifying work?
They line up and see who's like going to
Right. It's like to determine. It's like to determine who the top 4 is.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you
yeah.
yeah. So if you get in the top in the top 4 qualifying, then that's where you place. You place in the top 4 up front, like inside, outside, and all that. What's your favorite part of racing? What's your favorite part? Your favorite.
When you like race against people,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty fun.
It gets pretty competitive. What are some of the names that you race with and all that? What are some of the racers that you get to work with in the beginner box? I know Clinton Andrago's one. I want to get him on the show. You ever met Clinton?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's my best friend there.
Oh, that's what I was going to get to say. Clinton. I know you and Clinton are buddies. How does that work when you're on the racetrack, though? I mean,
we're on the racetrack. We're not friends, and when we're at the trailers, we're friends.
Oh, so yeah. Well,
'Cause we're going against.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're always friends. You're not enemies. You're always friends. But what you're saying is when you race, you're competing against him, and you're trying to win. But when it comes to putting the carts up, and you guys are out there in the trailers, you're good friends. So that's good. You know how to not mix business with friendship, and that's a really good thing to have in racing. You told us that's right. You did tell us your favorite track. I want to hear a little bit more about your Dixon experience and how that's been for you.
Around the corners, I like it because I go fast around them.
Yeah.
And not slide.
Yeah, it's pretty wide actually. It's pretty fast and wide. Have you been to Cycleland yet?
No.
No. Do you have any plans of maybe going to other tracks or anything? Visiting other tracks?
No.
No. What's your goals? What's your goals? Do you want to get into a big sprint or
NASCAR.
Oh, NASCAR! Wow, you want to get into the late models?
Mhm.
Well, that's pretty exciting. Who's your favorite racer in the late models? Do you have someone you look up to?
Number 42 with the target.
Oh yeah, Kyle Larson. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So tell us, do you want to tell us you got any sponsors or anything right now?
Medieval Motorsports. Richard Knight for the setup. Apex Fins for letting us use their trailer.
Right.
Custom Imprints. Craig Blaisdell. Also QRC for making a fast and safe cart.
Mhm.
Royal Purple for giving us the right oil. Burris Tire for giving us grip on the track.
Wow, that's nice. You got a lot of people on your side and helping you out.
Yes.
Thank you so much for hanging. You want to hang with us for the rest of the show because we're gonna have Jeffrey Telscher and we're gonna talk NASCAR. Are you a NASCAR fan? You've been following any of the NASCAR stuff? All right, we'll have you here, and we're gonna be back in just a moment with Jeffrey Telscher, and he's gonna talk NASCAR junkie with us, and we've got some hot topics in NASCAR right now. So don't go anywhere, folks.
SSS Multimedia is sending you smoke signals, providing their clients with the ultimate communication and multimedia marketing, distribution, production, and web-based services. They feature high-def video equipment and quality audio sound. SSS is your multimedia source, from graphics for business cards to television production, radio, live sound, and everything in between. SSS is sending you smoke signals. Get your message out with SSS Multimedia. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@sssmultimedia.com.
Taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.
Manticorp Tax and Accounting can help you minimize taxation, establish a corporate presence, and save you money. Our over 25 years of experience in domestic and international taxation and incorporation services makes us the best at what we do. Your first consultation at Manticorp is always free, and our discounted rates guarantee you will not end up paying for what you don't get. Try Manticorp today. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@manticorpusa.com.
In the summertime.
Catch the Checkered Flag Show every Tuesday night at 7, 9 Central on the GoLivestream.tv network, hosted by myself, Ace Naylor.
See our website at checkerflagshow.com.
You are invited to participate in a true multimedia experience coming to a home near you. LCM TV is bringing Lake County into the new millennium with news, live broadcast, information, music, talk shows, and local programming, all streaming in high definition online and soon to be on your Roku box. Join us at lcm-tv.com or be a part of our studio audience. You can also watch the shows at lakecomagazine.com as we provide programming to inform, enlighten, and maybe even enrage you. On Lake County Magazine Talk Show with Terry and Pete the Tax Guy, Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Like racing? Try the Checkered Flag Show, hosted by Ace Naylor on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. All ages and divisions in regional and national fields. Joni Lane brings a positive light to you every Monday at 3 p.m. Pasha Space brings an international flair as they discuss ecological, health, and social issues in Haiti with people around the world. End up your week with positive, conscious sounds on Saturday at 9 a.m. with Sister T on the Bridge. This show is also simulcast on KMEC 105.1 FM in Ukiah. Our latest show, LCM TV News, is brought to you live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon, and rebroadcast at 6:30 p.m. and noon daily, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, featuring national, regional, and local news, weather, and sports. We have it all here for you on your local TV station, LCM TV. Join us online and soon on Roku, giving you access to all the best Lake County has to offer. We are lcmtv.com, your multimedia connection. Tune in for the fun. It's live TV at its best.
All right, folks, we are back, and we have Jeffrey Telscher, president of GoLivestream.tv, of course, RealFast.tv. He has a show at 9 o'clock at the stock car session. Be sure to watch that at 9 o'clock tonight. We've got him on the line right now with us. Thank you for being so close to your show, that being online with us and talking to us. We have right now some hot topics surrounding NASCAR. Of course, our winner from this past week, and you're going to talk about that. Kyle Busch returns to Sprint Cup. Busch, who has missed the entire 2015 Sprint Cup season, that's to date, to date, will return for the circuit for the Sprint All-Star race. Now, Busch suffered a broken leg and a broken foot, actually, both in a crash during the season opening Xfinity Series at Daytona International Speedway. You may remember that. It was about halfway in when that happened, when that wreck went down. Now that Kyle Busch is back, what will it take for him to be in the top 30 in points and eligible for the chase for the win? Is it going to be tough for him? He'll have 15 points, races to go unless NASCAR grants him a waiver. Now we've got Jeffrey Telcher right now to weigh in on that. Jeff, what's your thought?
Yeah, well, I think he can win a race, so he's in.
I think so too. I definitely think he's gonna. I agree with you. And you know, the top 30, and he has 15 points races to go. I think he can pull it off. I think he can.
Oh yeah.
I think he can pull it off. You know, it was just an unfortunate thing that happened. You know, at Xfinity and you know, so yeah, I think he could pull it off.
Yeah, he just had a bad luck in that race, you know.
Yeah, just all the way around. And you're right. It was just bad luck in the race. All the way around.
But I think he'll be able to come back and win some races this year. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he's out of the chase. That's for sure.
No, definitely not out of the chase. I definitely agree with you on that. Let's talk about now off that, and let's get on to some other NASCAR topics. Our winner from this past Sunday.
Well, Sunday, that you know, there's just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And Saturday, the race at Kansas.
Yes.
That was a pretty intense race.
No, yeah, it was. It was very intense. You know, of course, you can let us know who the winner was, and with that, and you know, and of course, it didn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, it was Jimmy Johnson won the race.
Of course, yes, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, but it was anyone's race. Any of the top five could have had that race. It just ended up being Jimmy, and then Kevin Harvick got second, and Dale Jr. got third, Jeff Gordon got fourth, and Joey Logano got fifth.
Yeah, and that was a great, and you know what? That was a great, I mean, what a race. People must have been on their feet, because I mean, that's like the dream team there for the top five.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Jeff Gordon, he was in there too. He just made a mistake, and it cost him. So.
Yeah. But they made it. Made it to the top. Made it to top five. I said I would consider that the dream team. Let's get on to some other stuff. Speedsport.tv to show Texas Outlaw Kart Race. Jetman Hayes competing. Other people are competing. It's going to be for the QRC Speed Sport Challenge presented by JGRMX. That's Tuesday, May 19th, and Wednesday, May 20th. I'm excited because we got some of our locals there, and of course we've got Jetman Hayes. It's going to be going there, as well as our other guests we had. So I'm excited to see how that's going to turn out.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be a great race. No, there's a lot of stuff going on up there. I like that Dixon Speedway up there.
Yeah, yes. We're I know that was a hot topic last week, and we can talk about that again. You know, they have the unprecedented payouts, $5,000 for the top.
Yep.
That's exciting, and of course,
and they've got a lot of divisions running there too.
They do now. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of divisions. It's a full pack schedule every night that they race there.
Yeah, yes it is, and it is the track to pay attention to now. And you're right, that's definitely Dixon is definitely a hot topic.
They've got some good management up there,
yep.
and it seems like the place is going well.
Well, you know what I like about the management and everything they do there is everybody that's there volunteers their time.
Yeah.
They don't get paid. They volunteer their time to make it the best thing they can for the racetrack.
No, and that's how a lot of tracks operate,
Right, exactly. And that's again, that's what I've said many times before. That's the economy fixer right there, to have tracks like that in Dixon. And I think that Dixon is the really. I'm not just saying this. Dixon is the poster child for that. I think other tracks are doing it, but other tracks can follow. And it's a family too. I mean, it's a big family.
Oh yeah, and it's the same up at Willow Speedway.
Yeah.
Willow Springs Raceway up there at the Speedway. Everyone's is a volunteer, even the manager and stuff, and they're just like a family up there.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about some things going on with Go Livestream. You have a show. Who's going to be your guest? You got somebody at 9 o'clock tonight, folks.
Yeah, I got some interviews with David Mayhew.
Oh, exciting!
And another interview too. I got a couple interviews of SRL drivers, and got a Legends race and an S2 race.
Yeah.
On the show.
Wow, that's exciting. And then what else are you going to be doing? You got anything significant coming up? Besides that, with Real Fast TV.
We're gonna go to some SRL races and pick them up, and some stuff up at Madeira, and just kind of pick and choose where we go.
Right. And that's basically what you got to do. And I see some big things happening for Go Livestream.
AOL got bought today by Verizon.
They did. They did. Yeah.
$4.4 billion. It's a killer deal.
I know. That's like that definitely is a killer deal. Man, that's like that. That's cheap.
Yeah, they weren't even worth that much. AOL's not even worth that much, so they really overpaid for it. But there's a good organization there, and and I've been working with AOL. I'm wondering what changes will happen now that Verizon's taken it over.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to see. And right now, if I have Facebook pulled up for a certain reason, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit of why that's up behind us in the screen. We're still talking with Jeffrey Telscher. Now, Jeff, what do you have any? We were talking about the Speedsport.tv, and you have pay-per-view capabilities on your Go Livestream.
Yeah, and we're working on getting it mobile. There's a way to do it.
Yeah, it'll work out. Like I said,
eventually that's going to happen. But we have pay-per-view. Yeah, we can do pay-per-view and everything. That's an easy setup.
Right. I mean, what does it take? I don't think I've ever asked you, because I know you go to. I know you have broadcasted from other racetracks. What does it take to have the broadcast shown on? Is it shown as a repeat, or are you ever out there live with live cameras for Go Livestream?
And then we've been live, and you got to run a router and stuff, and have a good laptop, and have some bandwidth. If you can use HughesNet, but it's just so expensive. A lot of this stuff is just expensive.
I know.
And I've been looking at what Xan's doing, and they do something like that. But I don't think they're profitable. So.
No, I agree with you, and like I said, I think Go Livestream and Real Fast TV. We got to keep it going, man, because it's where it's at. Right now.
Well, there'll be a time that Go Livestream will be where it's at.
Oh yeah, it is now. I mean, look at
it's an evolution right now of technologies and stuff.
Right.
Well, maybe I can hook up with Verizon now.
Yeah, maybe you can hook up with Verizon and get them on.
That I've been talking to.
hey, maybe Verizon can jump on board and sponsor Danica Patrick.
Yeah, never know.
Yeah, who knows?
They got to have extra money if they're paying $4.4 billion.
Well, they must have. Yeah. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for being on the show. I've got to close out the show and talk about who's on next week and do some announcements. I've got.
You do a great job out there. So keep it up, Ace, and
Jeff,
we'll be looking forward to talking to you soon.
Yeah, Jeff, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it as always.
Okay.
All right. Bye. All right, folks, we have about 12 minutes left. Lines are now open for those of you that want to call in and talk about our topics tonight. We're going to get on to something else, but to talk about our topics tonight. So you can get on, give us a call. That would be 707-701-6029, 707-701-6029 to talk about our topics we just discussed with Jeff. And, of course, that's the Kyle Busch and Kyle Busch. for the top 30 and 15 points, and unless NASCAR grants him a waiver. So you guys want to weigh in on that, you can do that. Again, some announcements. Watch the open class Winged Outlaw Sports karts, and they go wheel to wheel at Millbridge Speedway. It's going to be awesome. That's happening at Millbridge. Again, to watch NASCAR and World of Outlaw superstars like Rico Abreu, Joey Saldana, J.J. Yelly, and Paul McMahon, Jimmy Elledge, and others to go head-to-head with hot spots, young and old. Now, we've got some other ones on, too. We've got, be sure to follow Jetman Hayes and see how he works out with that. That's live streaming, starts at 6 p.m. Eastern on both nights, so be sure to watch it Eastern with us. Dixon Speedway. Go to www.dixonspeedway.net to find out all the more information. But this is unprecedented, and it's this weekend actually. That's right. This weekend is going to be the big money payout for Dixon's. No, it's going to be the 24th and 25th. I'm off. We're 1 week. I'm so excited, folks, that we're I kind of got it there, but it's going to be the 23rd and 24th. Now, the top payout is going to be $5,000 on down to $1,000 for beginner boxing more. That's going to be happening at Dixon Speedway on the 24th, Saturday, and the 25th. So be sure to go to www.dixonspeedway.net to see that. And of course, Ukiah Lakeport Speedway will be hot in action this next Saturday night for those of you that are local. Racing starts at about 5 p.m. And I want to talk about Ryan Bazile real quick. Ryan, we had his daughter on, and this is kind of cute that we have this. It's pretty exciting. Madison chose a topic for a story. She wrote a report at school, and she put her topic, obviously doesn't surprise me, was racing. So the topic, we'll get the picture up here, and she said she wanted to thank Alex Reich and Casey Starr, Ron Starr, and of course myself, Shannon Ace Naylor. So that's cute that she did that. Thank you so much. There's a photo right there that we can maybe get a zoom in on. And this is an article she did, a small article she did with the photos. And folks, we've got a couple minutes left. Again, the lines are still open, and we've got. Did you want to say something? You got you back on the show. You're just kind of hanging out. Okay. Well, folks, we're going to do before I close out the show and talk about who we're going to have on next week. We're going to take another commercial break, and we'll be back in just a moment. Run it all the way through, and then I'm going to go talk about who's on next week, and then, of course.
SSS Multimedia is sending you smoke signals, providing their clients with the ultimate communication and multimedia marketing, distribution, production, and web-based services. They feature high-def video equipment and quality audio sound. SSS is your multimedia source, from graphics for business cards to television production, radio, live sound, and everything in between. SSS is sending you smoke signals. Get your message out with SSS Multimedia. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@sssmultimedia.com.
All right, folks, we are back. I want to talk about who we have on next week. Of course, I'm excited because we're going to have Bryce Ott back. So I'm excited we're going to have Bryce Ott back in the studio to be our co-host. The heat is on for Tuesday, May 19th. We have Blaine the Bullet Baxter. Blaine took his first ever main event win in his 250 on Saturday, May 2nd, and that's 2015. Also, Noah Key of Cam Cartway, as part of our Way Out West Series appearance program, will be on the show. And we also have 2014 champion at Petaluma Speedway, Jake Fernandez. He'll be on our show as well. Well, quick announcements real quick. Of course, check out our Facebook, Checkered Flag. We go to our Facebook, actually our like page, the Checkered Flag Talk Show for our like page. Check that out. Our website, www.checkeredflagshow.com. Again, that's www.checkeredflagshow.com for all your updated information. And of course, you can watch us there on the live stream. Now, for those of you folks who want to watch this mobile, on Wednesday nights we do have our Afterburn replays, and that replay is on our YouTube Checkered Flag Show 1 for the Afterburn replays. And we're actually looking for more places. We're going to be looking at some more places to go for the show. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing some updates. And I'm excited because today signifies 1 month away. 1 month away, I'll get to make my debut at Camp Cartway, Texas. That's going to be for June 12th, 13th, and 14th. That is going to be for the Camp Cartway Invitational. That's going to be exciting. I get to get out there and announce and meet the kids. So that's going to be 1 month from today. That's going to be exciting. Well, folks, try to regain my composure here. Tough way to end the show tonight, and I like this to be positive and everything, but sometimes tragedy happens. Tragedy has befallen us, and here locally, and I want to just give a shout out and say that our prayers are with John Paul and his family and everything else. And I just wanted to say that all of us here at the Checkered Flag are deeply saddened, and we're definitely praying for you. And again, I'm sorry that we had to end the show this way, but that's why I have the pink on, folks, for the tribute. Gotta have the pink. Folks, until next time, be sure to watch the Checkered Flag. Good night.